Gary's just getting settled. We just got home. We had lunch with my baby sister and her husband, a late lunch. They were traveling through, so we had lunch in Lebanon. And so hi. So yeah, we're running a little late, but we're getting in here.
Howdy, everybody. Like it or not, I showed up.
I sent him back out because we did our grocery shopping before we met my sister for lunch and brother-in-law for lunch.
We got everything out.
I think we did too.
I didn't look the back seat over real good, but
I think we did. And the perishable stuff was in the ice chest.
Yeah.
So, but I couldn't get the lid back on the ice chest. Hey, DJ's Adventures and Rebecca. Hello, hello. But yeah, last week.
Rebecca, I don't know if your ears burned this past week, but you were talking about some.
Yeah. Hannah. Yeah.
Hannah is staying with us again, and we talked about you and her crocheting together.
Yeah, she was pretty. She had a good time.
Mm-hmm.
So crocheting with you, but yeah. We did our grocery shopping, which isn't a whole lot, but boy, does it cost a lot.
It does, and we got in the habit to where since we don't buy a lot of groceries, we buy some higher end things that we like to add to what we're doing.
Yep. And
we may have to get more frugal again.
Yeah.
We may have to figure out how to do without some of that. Yes.
Yes, she'd love to do that too. We'll have to figure out how to get that done. But
we did buy some. We buy some fruit sometimes because we don't always have a lot of fruit. So I need to go pick some mulberries. I know where there's some of them getting ripe.
Yeah.
But since we don't always have a lot of fruit, we like fruit, so we buy some fruit sometimes.
Well, and our dairy.
Yeah.
We spend a lot of money on dairy.
Dairy.
A lot of money on dairy.
Cheese and cottage cheese and yogurt.
And sour cream.
Those are things we like.
Well, they stopped at Redmond's. She didn't even get out of the car.
Well, she missed out.
She missed out. But yeah, so anyway. But or maybe they stopped at Buc-ee's. I don't know where they were at, but yeah. But anywho, we had a good visit with my sister and her husband. Yep. Hi, Charlene. Hello, BFFs. Hi, Charlene, and there are
Charlene Grady, Butler Family Farm.
Having trouble on your side hearing us? Is anybody else having trouble hearing us?
I know that I am not. My voice is kind of
Gary's voice is done.
But I hope you guys can hear me. I'm sure you can hear Cindy better than me.
Yeah, because I'm loud.
I am sometimes, but at times it's just not very. Butler Family Farm says it's their computer.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Well, I'm sorry that you're having trouble with your computer. Having trouble with hearing with.
We are getting to that stage of the year where we could probably. Thank you, Charlene. That we could probably not buy groceries.
Yes. Yeah.
There's a few things we would miss. But we could definitely survive without it right now. Our garden is starting to really put out just at the beginning of that. And I ate our first tomato last night.
And I didn't record it.
No.
I've been recording our harvests, and Gary's been recording our harvests. We didn't record that. Hi, Heather Hopper.
But we had a yellow pear tomato that usually when a yellow pear puts on like a stem of several.
Yeah. But
something had happened, and one just had one on it. And it had gotten ripe, so I ate it. And it was wonderful.
Yes, it was good. I'm sure it was good.
And we are, of course, we've been eating salad and radishes for a while now, starting to get some new potatoes. Onions are getting the size on them that they can be used for more than green onions. They're used as regular onions now. And that was probably my phone telling me that we're live.
Probably.
And we are... Our squash looks like it's fixing to bloom. Some of our early summer squash stuff. Corn is over knee tall. We've got our English peas are blooming. We've been eating some of them. Of course, chard and carrots, and we've eaten broccoli, which if you guys have seen our videos, we put a video up of some of the broccoli we picked. And
The potatoes are getting ready to harvest.
yeah, we're gonna harvest. I got one little spot they're starting. The leaves are starting to brown a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and harvest it. I could probably maybe let some of them go just a little longer, but I'm probably gonna harvest it maybe this evening, so that we can go ahead and plant some things there and get another thing growing in that spot. Get it moved out and get some. I think we're gonna plant some basil and a few herbs right there, and that we didn't get planted like we wanted to. We just did not have enough garden for what we want to do. But I think we could always run into that. Just, I mean, our big gardens at our place in Kansas, we never really had problems with not enough garden. Although we made new ones every couple of years and kept adding to it. But
he says that, but they kept expanding.
yes, and that's just kind of us. We like gardening. That's when we got married, before we even lived out in the country the first year when we were staying in some apartments, we
the first 2 years we gardened it.
We gardened at
our
parents' house, and then even when we were living in our trailer, we still had some stuff on my dad's place, and we always had gardens. We've always had gardens. Somebody just said something I didn't catch.
Oh. Eating out of the garden too feels good to stay out of the stores. Yes, Charlene.
It does. And so we got so spoiled to good dairy all the time, and all we wanted, and making that a big part of our that we've had a hard time transitioning into not eating as much dairy since we sold the cow. But one of the things I've been looking into here lately, and I've always known I like some creamer in my coffee and in my tea and stuff, and I've known that you can make some make a nut milk basically.
Oh yeah.
But I was looking into this week. I kind of got rabbit holing on it a little bit because another channel put up a video of them making horchata out of pumpkin seeds instead of out of rice.
Yeah.
And they said that originally South America, Mexico, Central America, that's what horchata was made out of, was pumpkin seeds before rice came to this country.
That would make sense.
And to this continent.
Yeah.
This continent. So Mexico, Central America, that part of the world, that was pumpkin seed horchata was a thing. And so I'm going to try to make something kind of like that, and basically a nut milk out of some pumpkin seeds that I've got stashed back. And I'm going to try that. But also, I got to looking, and I don't know why I thought this, but so I've always seen knutschi. Knutschi is what I've always seen is a soup made out of hickory nuts.
Right.
But basically, it's a soup that the broth or the base of it is nut milk made out of hickory nuts. So I can basically make a knutschi and use it as a creamer too. I don't have any hickory nuts right now. I've got some walnuts, which would not be knutschi, but it might make a good nut milk. That might be a good flavoring for tea and coffee. Something to add to it. And we're going to see what the horchata does. Maybe just drink horchata instead of coffee, but that's something I kind of got planned to try to experiment with.
Yeah, and we may just have to.
I went a week and a half without anything with just honey in my coffee, which is good. I don't have bees here. We still have our hive at the place at Kansas, but I'm not there harvesting honey or taking care of them. They're just on their own, but it's a hive that has done really good like that.
Yeah.
And we put enough super boxes on it. It's got all the room in the world, and since nobody's harvesting off of it, it's completely self-sufficient basically. They seem to be where they're not having trouble with mites and stuff like that. So they kind of did. I really had to nurse them through the first year or two, and they're kind of on their own. They've done good. But we don't have any bees here to harvest honey from, so we've been buying our honey. We did make maple syrup this spring, but we did not make near enough.
Nowhere near enough.
Not near enough.
And we kind of got late on it. We got late on the sap running.
Took me a little bit of figuring out how to get everything basically with not having to buy anything. How to make it all from junk and scrap I had. And I did. And we enjoyed it. And we made some of our pumpkin cornbread
Mm-hmm.
with it instead of honey.
So
And it
good.
was amazing. We took it to a family for, I don't remember what day that, we had a family get together.
Yeah, we had a family meal.
And we made that with that maple syrup in it, and everybody's like, that's the best cornbread ever. It's more like a pumpkin
cake.
bread,
Yeah.
like a coffee cake made with cornmeal instead of regular flour.
Yeah.
And it does have some regular flour in it too. But.
Yeah, it was good. Really good.
And if you're interested in pumpkin cornbread with honey or maple syrup, however, we have a video.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a pumpkin cornbread video on our channel.
Yep,
So.
there is. So hopefully everything's going good. Last week we tried to go live and the storms were so bad our internet connection was not working and wouldn't allow us to stay hooked up to the internet. So we didn't get to have a live very good last week.
Well, I'll say this: I'd rather have bad internet than traffic.
Yes, bad internet, way better than traffic. Yes.
So we love our rural lifestyle. We really do. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm sure if God called us to live a different lifestyle, we could do it because He would make that possible.
Oh, yeah, with rice flour instead of flour. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess. I mean, try it.
Yeah.
Try it. We raise our own flour corn usually, and we did last year. We did pretty good with our flour corn, and so I like making cornbread things. I like cornbread, and I like growing a lot. That's the best North American small crop grain to grow. Is a flour corn. You can grow oats, or you could grow, wheat or rye, but you're not going to get as good a production out of a really small plot like a backyard garden as you will with corn.
Takes a large space to grow wheat, enough wheat
to do anything really, or in rye and oats really too.
Nice.
Cool.
Awesome.
Cool. So is it just basically a ground rice? Do you just grind it real fine, or how's that work, Rebecca? Is there a bigger process than that? And we've done some videos on it, but we grind our corn with a cheapo Walmart El Cheapo coffee grinder.
Yep.
And then sieve that through, and some of it that doesn't grind fine enough, we grind it again. Then eventually, some of the big chunks that just don't break down, they get fed to the chicken.
Small Ninja blender to make her rice flour.
Yeah,
that's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah. That'd be same difference as our little coffee grinder. And yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Those little tools like a good blender or a coffee grinder can help you do a lot of neat things in the kitchen. We really get into cooking, and you guys have seen some of our videos. But we love to cook and make and figure out how to substitute, and I think that's one of our things we really enjoy. That's part of why I enjoy the channel Homegrown and Hand Gathered, is they make all their comfort foods and stuff out of stuff they can grow. All their cooking is substitution stuff. They use corn instead of bulgur wheat and make tabbouleh, corn grits. They make tabbouleh out of corn grits.
Out of corn grits?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And all kinds of, so his ancestry is Pennsylvania Dutch and Syrian.
Wow, that's a combo.
Yes. Says the only kid that grew up eating hummus and scrapple. But so he makes a lot of those different meals like that out of the stuff they grow.
Yes, it would be good to try to make rice flour out of those.
Absolutely.
And if you got it,
yeah,
might as well try it.
Yeah, and a lot of times, if you're participating in a food pantry or a government, some kind of commodities program stuff, sometimes rice is one of those things you get in a little bit excess at times. That would be great to figure out other things to do with. And it also is something really cheap to buy. Sometimes you can catch it on sale and buy it bulk for quite a bit, pretty cheap. And that'd be a great way to use it if you've got it, especially just use it. I think that's one of the frugal things that we miss sometimes. And I know Cindy and I are bad about that. Times we do it really well, and then times we don't do it as well. But figure out how to use what you got, because we all got a few things in there, you know. So figure out how to use what you got. That was my grandmother's, both of them, but especially my grandma Adkins, that Depression era cook. That was one of her big frugality tips, was just figure out how to use what you got, substitute and make it work, and, or just, you know, you're not going to make this because you don't have the ingredients. You've got the ingredients to make this, so that's what you make, you know. And then keeping some of those staples around is kind of key.
Yeah. My shopping list used to be not a plan of what we were going to eat, but of what I kept in stock. Used to be what and sometimes I still do that. Yeah, sometimes I still do that a little bit, but not so much, as especially like when the kids were little. Like, and even when we lived in Kansas, I had certain things that I had 2 of, sometimes 3, and when I get down to having 1 can left, it went on my list and I bought 2 more. And, you know, it just kind of was that kind of deal. And I don't do that as much here. I don't have as much room to store stuff. I think is part of the reason. But yeah, and lunches, especially right now, we're doing a whole lot of what we have, either leftovers or salads.
We've been eating a lot of salads.
Eating a lot of salads and out of the garden. But
pretty much all we've had to have for the salads. We've used some cheese. We have used some lunch meat we had and stuff, but mostly we're just salad dressing and cheese. And then the rest of it comes from our garden, and we've been using boiled eggs for protein. And when we use what little lunch meat we had, we went to using boiled eggs.
Yeah.
And that's a great protein additive to make that salad fuel you better for the day.
Yeah. We did have Chinese this week because I wanted Chinese food.
Then we had Mexican food today.
Oh, we did. Yep, we did.
We like Mexican food.
And we had pizza Friday night. It's payday.
Yeah.
It was payday. And we had pizza. And I like to save up my Casey's rewards points till we want pizza, and then it makes it so much cheaper. Occasionally I'll save up enough points that especially when it's just Gary and I, we can get a pizza and it'd be free because of our points. But yeah. So
We haven't had a comment in a while. I wonder
No.
how we get.
the rice.
Yeah.
We did. But we're just listening. That's all right.
Cool.
But yeah, we're very tickled with. I've got a hello neighbor. You got your problem fixed. Awesome. But hello neighbor. Roger just come in. But our little garden's looking good. Gary's working really hard in it. Gary's doing the bulk of the labor this year, and I think he did last year too. And so that's okay. That's what needs to be done right now. I'm still not managing my time well. I'm slow to get moving in the mornings.
Somebody knocking, or is that him?
That's Hannah. Are you okay, Hannah?
Yeah,
Is that you?
yeah.
Okay.
Do you need help?
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Her garlic powder's drawing moisture instead of
I've seen it while driving by. It looks
bigger. It is. It's.
I expanded pretty much all I could get in that backyard. We would plant twice that if we had it. And there was a couple of things I really wanted to plant. I just did not have room. We did not get to plant our flower corn this year. We want to plant some popcorn. We just don't have room for 3 types of corn. And we didn't get to plant many cowpeas.
Yeah.
We got a little base spot of cowpeas.
Well, and
We didn't get planting cantaloupe.
you're right. Well, and it'll be when you dig the potatoes, you can still put in cantaloupe
Yeah.
after we dig all the rest of the potatoes. I know we're going to put in basil and some of our
And
herbs.
some of those potatoes are keep making bigger potatoes.
But yeah.
Gonna take some of them as far as I can.
Oh,
Get all I
gotcha.
could. But that one little spot's starting to brown before the rest
Right.
of it. And I don't know what's going on there. Whether it's the soil difference or the sun or what, but it's starting to brown a little bit early, so I'm going to go ahead and dig it out.
I didn't get chamomile in. I need to get chamomile in. And we talked about putting it in a planter, which you got those planters that you're doing. We could do chamomile. We could do basil in them as well.
Never get anything filled with, really.
But yeah, you still got your cow manure out there? Sack or two?
Bag and a half. I've been using one of those bags to kind of supplement some things.
What about your rabbit manure?
I got some. There's a lot more water in that tub than you think right now. It's a tea.
It's a tea.
I've been using some of it to water some things. Yeah, manure tea. And there is some manure in there enough to use in something. Stinks. When you let it sit in all that water, a lot worse than when it dries out.
Any new projects on the house?
Not really. Since I put the windows in, I kind of haven't got a lot done in the house. Just maintenance stuff, just kind of keeping going. Mowing the yard is a pretty big project every week, and just some little things.
Well, like this week, we got it mowed, and on like Tuesday or Wednesday, and it's time to mow it again already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he hears that. But yeah.
We did Roger. We did put a new
mailbox
up this week. The new mailbox post. We used the same old mailbox. We put a new post up because a truck turning around took out our mailbox post, and I'm sure it was an accident. It was just something he couldn't see behind him
or in front of him or whatever.
Yeah, so I put a new mailbox post up this week. One morning, Hannah and I did that.
Yeah, there've been a lot of hay coming in for the farm here, for the ranch. I would consider it a ranch.
Yeah, it is.
But a lot of hay coming in, and we don't know. We're assuming, we don't know that for sure. But a big truck took out the mailbox, and
it was obviously turning around into our driveway.
End of our driveway. But
it wasn't kids being on it or anything like that. It was an accident.
Just
somebody
a pure
working.
Accident. Yeah. The big thing that is that mailbox post. The post had been there a long, long time, and it was a really neat post.
Yeah, and it was took a piece of seam rolled pipe, which I don't know where that pipe came from. That kind of, but anyhow, it took a piece of old seam rolled pipe, put it in the ground, and then they welded an old barn hinge on top of it, and that's what they had mounted the mailbox to.
Oh, cool. Good.
But we took an old fence post that had came off the ranch here, an old locust post, and drove it in the ground and used it. So it's still pretty neat looking.
Yeah. And then I thought somebody else was going to take it out again yesterday or day before. Because it was took out Friday.
There's some tracks really close to it that have come since it got knocked down, too. And that was another truck turning around.
So, yeah, they were kind of iffy around here for a little bit. Wanted to put a sign out. Please do not hit the mailbox. Double crochet. Awesome. Yay, Rebecca. Double crochet makes a really nice.
So is that something new you're learning, or is it something you've done before and that's the method you chose, or is that something new for you?
Not sure about that.
Yeah, right there. Just making one for Susan. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, gotcha. Yes. Okay. I didn't follow.
She's making the blanket for
Susan,
and
yes.
Roger says, lucky Susan.
And Cindy didn't catch it all. I think I read it too quickly. Yeah, nice for Susan. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. We did, so Charles Foster, Fallen Arkansas Veterans,
who has been on these lives for a long time.
He's supported our channel for years and years and years. He did pass away. So he is he's home with the Lord, and we are happy for him. His family still needs lots of prayers just for comfort for them, and he's gonna be missed. He was a huge supporter of so many of us small YouTube channels, and some of the bigger channels too. But yeah, going to be greatly missed. So please be in prayer for the foster family as they miss him, and we're thankful that 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 his pain was
He's been in poor
manageable.
health for a long
Yes,
time.
and was manageable until close to the end. So but anyway, she can chain. Roger can chain.
Yeah.
Roger can chain. Sorry, Roger, I got you mixed up with Rebecca there for a second. Roger can change Stitch. But yeah.
Can too.
Well, yeah. Hannah does whatever she wants. She don't even know what the name of all of her stitches are, and sometimes I think she makes up stitches as she goes. But yeah, she's got an amazing mind. She's really talented. Here she comes. We're talking about her. About how smart she is and talented, and here she comes. Well, anyway, our chickens are keeping up with us.
Yes.
Well, keeping up with us.
Yeah, enough that we've been able to share some eggs. Roger, if you need eggs, let us know.
We have plenty. We'd love to share some with you. Yeah. So.
But Hannah and I have been working, and we've done a couple videos about it, but we're involved in something called Horsemanship Bible Camp. So Hannah and I have been working a lot on getting the campground ready. We put up a new dorm this year. We've been plumbing in the bathrooms. Hannah and I have been working on getting those bathrooms ready and redoing the plumbing in one of the older dorm bathrooms. So we've been just blowing our little guts out. And every day, we've spent at least 4 or 5 hours over there plumbing every day. And sometimes all day. And, worked on the car. And we're going to get to work on the pickup this week, looks like. Just having a hard time keeping vehicles going and stuff.
We drive older vehicles so that they're paid for.
And that's the choice we make,
yeah.
I guess.
And yeah, I feel bad for him because he got my truck running just for it to only run for a day or two, a couple of days, maybe 3, and then it.
But longer working on it than it's stayed running.
And so I don't know. So, and then his truck started leaking antifreeze today. Like it had a slow leak and he couldn't find it, but then when we come out from eating dinner with my sister and brother-in-law, then there was a huge puddle and the boys got to looking underneath there, and yeah, so yeah, getting it, but that's all right. It's all right. That's what emergency funds are for. But anyway, and my car is back on the road. I mean, we're not going to take it a long, long ways. My little Subaru.
We need to try it out sometime. We might should have drove it today. I don't know.
But anywho, it is what it is. I mean, moving parts, it's going to break. And sometimes when it don't have moving parts, it's going to break. Sometimes things just break. And, yeah, they get wore out. They just do.
Nothing in this world is permanent.
That's right.
We look forward to the one that is, though.
Goodness, I don't know why I got the yawns. He rubbed off on me, I think. I'm catching the yawns.
Yeah, Roger, our little hatchback station wagon.
It's right. It's Rebecca.
Rebecca. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a little hatchback station wagon, a Subaru Forester. Yep. It's an older Subaru Forester with lots of miles, and it's salvage title, been totaled, and it was a cheaper vehicle, but it has been a great vehicle. We drove it for a long time.
Well, I think we've had it 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, we've had it quite a while.
Yeah.
We were driving it when we started our channel.
So Becca Kay graduated in 17, and I think we got it in 17 or 18. I don't remember if we got it in the fall. It was after we moved. It had to be in 18. It was after we moved to the.
We were at the trailer house.
Yeah, we were at the Homestead, and at the halfway house. So where we lived in Kansas, our place in Kansas, for the locals in Kansas, is called the Halfway House. Because there used to be a house there, and
Halfway between two towns.
halfway between two towns. At one time, before the towns were very big or even hardly anything at all, there was a coach stop there. But a long, long, long time ago. Long time ago. But anyway, and a farm. You know, of course, it was a farm and a homestead. It was a homestead and had a big 4 square house on it. But the house has been gone for years. They tore it down in like the 80s. It's been gone for a long time. But yeah.
Something that I'm going to change subjects.
Go right ahead.
Is that okay? Something I've really been getting into lately, and I like to learn in my mind. It doesn't always work like I want it to, and we've shared about the health problems. But I love to learn new information, even when the brain farts cause me problems. But anyhow, something I've really been getting into, a new interest, old new interest, is Ozark history. I've really been getting into the Ozark history, and even from like the natives and prehistory natives, all the way up into the 50s. Some of the stuff, 1950s, some stuff I've been learning. I used to get a magazine called Lightning Ridge that had a lot of Ozark history stuff in it. Loved it, and but anyhow, I've been listening to some podcasts that do a lot of Ozark history. We've been enjoying that.
Yes.
And south of here a ways is a place that has a lot of Ozark history that we've been spending some time at, and there is a band there that really likes to do old Ozark tunes, and one of those podcasts I've been listening to includes somebody from that band. But I've been getting into that a lot lately. Mostly just something to podcasts and stuff to listen to while I'm working. I can stay on task better if I have something going on that I'm listening to. So that's something I do a lot, listening to podcasts.
And I like audiobooks, which
I do too.
And I like podcasts. I got a couple podcasts I listen to, but I don't know. I've got a video, an older video that I need to get edited this week. It's got to be on my list to get done for a garden tour, and then I need to do a new garden tour because the garden is popping, and I may go ahead and go shoot a new garden tour and put them together and do a comparison. This is what the garden looked like before, and this is what it looks like now. And I've gotten a whole lot more stuff planted. The weeds are getting ahead of us. I'm not spending enough time helping Gary weed. He's doing a great job with the hoeing, but when you get to a certain point, you can't hoe between plants or close up to plants without disturbing the root system, and so you've got to get in there and weed. Hello, Jan. How are you, dear?
Howdy.
Yeah, so we'll have to get things figured out, but it'll be okay. I mean, it's gonna be okay. We may just have a grassy garden, and that's okay. Sometimes it is what it is. But I really want to ferment some radishes, and I just need to do it this week. I just need to. Just need to do it. I've got a fermenting kit that I won from at Jan's first Ozark meetup, and I need to use that kit and make some fermented radishes. Because we like fermented radishes, and the dill is perfect right now. And I've got some cumin seed put in there, and I might as well just do it. I wonder what cabbage. We got some cabbages or kales.
We got cabbage just about right. Just about there. And somebody told me they were going to make me some cabbage carrot sauerkraut.
Yep. Yeah.
So we're going to start eating some of that kind of stuff.
Yep.
For the year.
Yeah. I don't know. I like fermented stuff. When we were at the Baker Creek Spring Planting Festival, I got some cordito. I always don't remember how to say it right, but it's basically
Curdito's what I was calling it.
Curtito. She called it, yeah. Anyway, she had a different pronunciation on it, but I can't remember what it was. Anyway, it is like a Hispanic twist,
South American.
South American something twist on
Sauerkraut.
sauerkraut. So it's cabbage and carrots and cumin seed
Has it
and
got caraway?
no,
No?
that's cumin seeds in
Oh,
there.
cumin seed. Okay.
And it also had
What did that last one say?
I'm fermenting 1.5 quarts of cabbage.
Awesome.
It has cabbage, carrots, jalapenos.
Jan, I went to a homesteading festival that had somebody really good teaching how to ferment cabbage and stuff like that. And I bet she could teach you some stuff.
Yeah, it's super good. I like it. I like the jalapeno, the flavor that the sliced jalapenos and the cumin add to it. Yeah. But that's Anna from Fermented
Yeah,
Homestead.
that's who you bought that stuff from.
She had a booth not far from Moore's Patch of Heaven. She had a booth, and we yeah, LOL.
I think you were at that one too, weren't you?
Well, that's how Hannah. We can tell Hannah who y'all are.
Yeah.
Or we'll say, oh, it's the lady that made the coleslaw. She calls it coleslaw. Made the coleslaw. But
Yeah, and Jan, you did a great job
Yes.
teaching that fermenting class at Macomb at the homesteading deal at Macomb.
cabbage, carrot, and radish kraut.
Oh wow, that
Wow.
might be good.
That's what we got.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we got lots of dill.
we do have lots of dill.
We've got carrots, and our cabbages are about ready to pick.
We had 2 dill plants last year, and they went to seed. And
They're
we have dill
all-
everywhere. And it was the mammoth dill, so it's real tall.
Which it really is not a nuisance at all. And the places it was a nuisance, I just chopped it down with the hoe.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's growing in amongst the potatoes, and it's great to pull bugs off of other plants. And you know, you go rob you a handful of new potatoes and get 2 sprigs of dill to add to it when you make fried potatoes. And
So good.
it's just really good. And so every once in a while, I just pull a big fern of dill off and chew on it while I'm working on stuff in the garden. Hello, Heather Hopper.
Have it all
Yeah,
over the garden. Yeah, yeah.
My grandma always had a few plants of dill.
Yes.
She made homemade pickles and pickled okra. Those were her big things, and so she always kept dill. And when Grandpa got to where he couldn't take care of the garden, and Grandma was too busy taking care of him, they quit planting in the garden, and it still had dill coming up. 4 years later, 5 years later, when they sold the place, there was still dill coming up in that. And it just come up every year.
It's crazy. But yeah. But we do. But back to Rogers, we do need to get back on working on the house. We've got a few. The bathroom's almost done. We've got to change a light fixture in there, and change some wiring, and put in a faucet in the mirror, and then I need to do some touch-up painting, and
Then the kitchen still lacks a lot.
yeah.
We've just been doing enough to keep going for
Yeah.
the last little bit
Yeah.
since I put those windows in. Put a ceiling in the kitchen and then the windows, and then we just kind of been keeping it going.
Yeah. But we are pretty much using the whole house now. We're in the parlor right now, and Gary loves the parlor. He spends a lot of time in the parlor. We use the den.
The light's nice in here.
Yeah. Yeah, because it faces kind of southwesterly. And this house is not set up. You know how most houses they set them up where they're square north south facing south, and they run east and west. This house is facing southeast and runs at a southwesterly to northeasterly.
Nothing runs north, south, east, and west in the Ozarks.
No, but
Nothing.
they did it on purpose so that the houses, his brother's house was a mile across the way, so that the houses faced each other. That's why they did that. And actually, it works out really, really good. I mean, you don't have that absolute direct southern wind, and but you get enough breeze. This house is really, you get the
So-
windows open right.
So I need to open some more windows right now.
And
It's
it
hot in
just
here.
draws really well and cools down really well. And
Open that right there.
yeah, but and with the veranda on the front, it makes it really nice. I call it a veranda. The big porch on the front of it is shaded, and so you don't have that direct south. It kind of there's always a shaded area, and the wind's not hitting you straight on usually, so it makes it nice. Really nice. Got bird feeders out there. Got hummingbirds and 2 or 3 different kinds of woodpeckers. Yeah, it really did work out really well for them. Got several kinds of woodpeckers and quail in the yard. The quail or bobwhites are coming up in the yard.
Quail and meadowlark both.
Meadowlark, yeah, there's a
We
pair of
the
meadowlarks.
other day we were sitting out there. Was it last
Painted
night?
bunting.
We saw painted bunting.
Yep.
It's been. We've got goldfinches,
Goldfinches.
that are just amazing to watch. Those are
Beautiful.
the most beautiful little birds. I've been wanting to see a painted bunting. I knew they were in the Ozarks. They were in the cross timbers where we were raised.
Yes.
And I knew they were actually more common in the Ozarks, so I was really hoping to see one. And we have one around.
And we have
now.
cardinals and blue jays,
Mhm.
and then there's bluebirds.
Bluebirds and the
They're little
mud swallows.
mud swallows
are
are
really
pretty cool.
awesome. They're a pretty bird.
Yeah, and then there's some kind of grackle.
Yeah.
There's a grackle. There are teeny tiny little.
We have wrens.
Yes.
But then we've got some other little bitty birds.
They almost, I mean, their head and everything looks like a woodpecker, but they're some kind of woodpecker because they'll have the markings that may lead me to believe they're a woodpecker and the shape of their nose and or their beak and everything and their heads. And then there's a little bird that looks like a miniature scissortail flycatcher, kind of. Have you seen that one? But it's kind of a gray bird, but it's got a longer tail. And I don't know what kind it is, but it's real pretty. And then of course sparrows and chickadees and all kinds of, there's just tons of birds. So so we're enjoying that, and we're enjoying sitting on the porch catching a breeze in the shade, and it's really beautiful. This little holler down here is really pretty and really pretty. So yeah, I don't know if it's quite as pretty as Flea Tick Holler. But on the back of Gary's place, or Gary's parents' place, excuse me, that's what I wanted to say. There's a holler not too far that's called Flea Tick Holler.
Yeah, it kind of, I don't know, it kind of starts on a little draw that's just on the edge of their place, and it's maybe 200 yards. It really opens up into that flea holler, and
Flea Tick Holler.
and there is a little church, a little old Ozark giraffe, which is a stone pattern, a little stone church.
And a really old cemetery.
And an old cemetery below it right there in that holler, and it's really pretty.
2 mulberry trees on the driveway. Yay!
Awesome.
Yay.
Awesome. Yeah, mulberry, I don't know if your guys are right, but a lot of mulberries are ripe already.
Yeah.
Mulberries make, so Cindy has made like a syrup out of mulberries, and you talk about one of the best pancake syrups you can get.
Yeah.
And it's really good to add to like flavored drinks and stuff. I've got some autumn olives that I think I'm going to try and make some syrup out of, so we can make like a lemonade out of that autumn olive, because they got just a little sourness.
They're a little tart, yeah.
And I think they'd make a really good lemonade type drink. But mulberries are great for flavoring drinks and pancakes. And they make a good jelly too. We just don't eat a lot of jelly because we try to avoid bread.
Hi, Nana. Just got home from Ruthie's first birthday.
Awesome.
Oh my goodness. So Ruthie is their youngest grandbaby girl. And happy birthday, Miss Ruthie. That's awesome. Good to see you all in here. So Dale will be going live with his devotional in about 15 minutes. So yeah, at 9 Acre Family Farms. How is the storm cleanup going for y'all, Nana? They got hit with a small tornado and did some damage on their 9 Acre Family Farm. So, yeah, I think it missed the house, but did a little bit of damage to the barn and some trees and fences. We spent last Sunday night after we got off of our live, we did end up having to go to the cellar. Jen and Steve, where? Good time. Howdy, mowing the lawn.
Awesome.
I missed it. Hello. Yeah, very slow, I bet. Cleanup can be, especially when you're having to put roofs back on and not on old stuff. It seems like it's, yeah, makes it harder. I think it's harder to put a roof on an existing dwelling than on a new build.
Yeah, it's gonna be difficult.
Yeah. And especially on the pocketbook.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so this week, look for a garden tour. I'm going to continue to do our harvest, which mostly has been eggs. Our biggest harvest.
Well, we've been weighing a lot of our garden.
Yes.
And there are times that I get some garden stuff picked that I forget.
Like, yeah. Well, and last night he was like, I got one tomato. I was like, nope. It was late. I was tired. I was already in bed. He goes, I got a tomato. And I'm like, yeah, I'm done. It wasn't that late, but for me, I don't know. I was wrung out by yesterday. I don't know. But, yeah. And I didn't do a whole lot yesterday. We went to some farmers. We went to Waynesville to check on the farmers market, and the farmers market was closed. We were assuming it was because the Rubidoux Springs the creek was rising, and hi Mike, and we were worried maybe they had it for flooding. We didn't know for sure, but there also was a big shindig in Lebanon yesterday, and they could have just not had it because of that. There was a big shindig in Versailles, and I don't remember, but anyway, different market things going on, and then we did make it to the Little Richland Farmers Market, but yeah,
we didn't buy anything. I don't think.
No, we didn't buy anything. Well, we probably should have went and sold some eggs, because before we even got left, somebody was looking for eggs. 7 strawberries and a few red potatoes.
All right.
Nice. Cool. Nice.
We there's still strawberries there. I saw them the other day, but we had strawberries at our place in Kansas, and they didn't travel well. They'd always get eaten before we got them in the house.
Yeah. Whew, are you getting tired? I'm sorry. Yeah. So, I don't know what else.
I don't know either.
I think we've got it all covered. I'm trying to think what else we had here. I didn't make a list.
No.
Our one little Cornish cross chick is out with the big chickens and doing well. So, yeah. And he'll be processed in probably 2 to 3 weeks. 3 weeks probably. And, yeah. So he's growing well. I gotta fill their water today. But I gotta move the feed pan because he gets in the feed pan and scratches and kicks the feed out, which isn't that big of a deal, except for it's just by the water, and he gets it all in the water, and the chickens don't really like that. But anyway, I didn't get any eggs yesterday, which makes me really concerned. And Hannah's cats must be fighting. I hear her telling her, no, stop that. Her cat. Hannah's got 2 cats. She's got Licorice.
Can I drink your drink?
She's got Licorice, and then she's got Fuzzball. And Fuzzball is exactly that. She's a little fuzzball. So, anyway. But they fight. Mm-hmm. They argue. They haven't learned to get along. Licorice is almost a year old, and Fuzzball is probably 6 or 7 weeks old, 8 weeks old. Just big enough to wing good. And, yeah. And she is adorable. Both of them are cute. But Fuzzball likes to get all over everything. She likes to escape and run all over the place. And yeah. Well, I guess we better do our prayer requests and get ready because we want to get off of here by 6 so that we don't run over the top of Dale's devotional at 6 for 9 Acre Family Farms.
Yeah.
So, I guess pray for us for vehicle problems.
Yes. A huge struggle. And
Yeah.
that's something we often struggle with because we because of some of our financial struggles, we don't want to borrow money on a vehicle.
Right.
And we'd rather be struggling to get one run than struggling to make a payment.
Right. Right.
So that's just the way that works.
That's
You
just
make,
the way
you
we
make that
choose.
choice, and that's the choice we make.
Oh wow, yeah. They got a farmer's market with an egg booth to get 2 to 4 dozen eggs a day. That's awesome. Yeah, I remember those days. We don't anymore, but we've been there, done that.
We
Yeah.
got 4 chickens or 4 hens
We got 4 laying hens
and a rooster and a
Cornish
Cornish
cross.
cross.
Yeah. So yeah, but yeah. But I'm enjoying the recording our what we harvest. I know that's kind of weird, and I've been doing it in short form, but it's been doing good for our channel. It's getting us lots of views and gotten us a few new subscribers. People, getting us introduced to people that may not have found us. And we need to do a new intro video. Our intro video is extremely outdated. It's our very first video that I ever did, and that has been edited once, and I need to move it to another, to relegate it to just a regular video, and then yes, thank you, Jan. But he always provides. When Gary's truck was down, we had a Ford pickup given to us,
And we used that for a long time. Many of us, you all know us in that vehicle.
Yeah. So did we get that in 2000 or 2001? Not 2000. 20 or 21?
Yeah, probably.
20 or 21. And so, yeah. And it has taken out several deer, and the last deer took it out, I'm afraid.
And I just can't get it back on the road. I've been trying. I haven't gotten it done.
So
We greatly appreciated that vehicle. It was a huge
blessing. Yes. And we were able to travel in it in places we wouldn't have been able to travel. And we really appreciate that. And so we want to, but when you get a 20-year-old vehicle that we've crashed 3 times now, or twice, with hitting, it's hit, 3 deers have hit it. 1 deer ran into the side of it and just kind of dinged the door just a little bit, and that was the first deer I hit. And then I took out the little bitty buck, and then at Thanksgiving a big buck jumped out in front of us, and there was no missing it. That's the thing with the woods around here. You don't see them, especially in the dark, and they don't see you, and they just, there they are, and you don't have much time. Gary hit the brakes, but it was a massive buck, and so, yeah. So we're not sure what's going on with it now. Gary had it up and running, and then it just wouldn't start one morning, so not sure, but,
Yeah, and to the folks that gave us that, if you're watching,
Yes.
we really
we appreciate it, and we just want to thank you so much for that gift, and want you to know how grateful we are. Yeah. And so I'm trying to think of what else we got, but that's our prayer request. Have you guys got prayer requests? Truck and trailer. They are looking for a truck and trailer in December. Yeah. Cool. Well, let's go ahead and pray. And I don't think we have any prayer requests besides the Foster family and Charles Foster's family,
Yeah.
and just us, the vehicle. Okay. Father God, I just want to thank you and praise you today, Lord. Lord, I ask that you be with the foster family and those of us that were Mr. Charles's YouTube family, Lord. Lord, we just want to thank you for Charles's love for you that he shared throughout the YouTube community and throughout his community around him, and his love and his dedication to veterans. And Lord, I just ask that you be with his family, that you'd comfort him, that you'd comfort us that miss him and miss him in our chats and his love and support of us. Lord, I just again thank you for the light that he shone that reflected you. And Lord, I just thank you and praise you for him. Lord, I lift up our vehicle issues and Jan and Kevin's, Lord, as they search for a vehicle as well and a trailer. Lord, I know you will provide in your time. Help us to be patient. Help us not to stress, and help us to rely on you. Lord, I thank you and praise you for our YouTube family and for our families. Lord, and I just, again, praise you. In Jesus' precious and holy name we pray. Amen. Well, guys, thanks for coming in tonight.
Thank you.
Remember, God made you special,
And he loves you very much.
and we'll see you later.